Guys, happy Saturday. Here to give you all the weekly astrology report. Two things out the gate. First, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty on my phone getting the right bandwidth going live. So this is just to keep the recording quality high. I'm going to record it and then post it for a couple weeks while I sort stuff out. And the second thing is I want to give you a heads up to look at another video that I'm doing today about Chiron conjoining Eris. So when I do, that's going to be Chiron conjoining Eris is actually more like a month-ish, or it's actually this month, and then it's actually going to be operational in October, and then again in April. And I'll get to that in the more in-depth video, but it's worthwhile to note that part of the energy of this week is the energy of this month, and that energy is of Chiron conjoining Eris. And just really briefly, in a sentence or two, that is about the things that are our deepest challenges, personally and collectively. And we're being invited to continue to work with those deep challenges, the things that push our buttons, so to speak, and to work with them in a way that is for the service of everybody and that is above and beyond the ego. And like I said, I'll go more in depth about that in a secondary video today. That is already operational, but it's going to be exact on the 26th of May. So let's talk about what's actually really exactly operational this week. When I do these broadcasts, I'm talking about things that are to the degree, to the minute, conjunct, sextile, trine. And I've mentioned before that it's almost like a swath of color for the week, and you're going to start to see swaths of color or energetic themes for longer periods of time as some of these things continue to be active for 1 or 2 weeks. Astronomy, I like to say, is cuspy. And cuspy means things can be exact at the moment, but we can start to feel them even as they're approaching these energetic aspects to each other. As their wave functions are starting to meet and mingle, we as humanity can feel that. So let's get to what's going on this week. The first aspect that we have that is exact is on Monday, May 5th. And that is that Mercury is sextiling Jupiter. Mercury in Aries, Jupiter in Gemini. So we saw this last week. Communication, it's on. It's on about owning our communications, owning, especially in our 3D world, owning that we are the creators of our communications, and our communications are the creators of the physical world. And Jupiter tells us expansion comes with everybody. And it's not just right or wrong or black and white. There's a myriad of perspectives in between, and that's flowing energy. That theme was present last week, if you remember. On Tuesday, we have 3 aspects. We have the Sun semi-square Neptune, so Sun in Taurus, Neptune just entered Aries. And that's really about, the opportunity there with the Sun in Taurus is deeply rooted. I mentioned that last week, but really it's deeply rooted to release a challenge or to move beyond the reality that we see. And one of the things that came through is this idea of reality being a mirror, and that the reality is mirroring our vibration. So we might also consider this week, how do we interact with mirrors? How can we upgrade our interaction with our I am self and with how we perceive ourselves? And, I'm going to offer, there's room for more love, and I'll get to why in a little bit. But the other aspect there's 2 aspects that are live on Tuesday, and they involve Mercury in Aries, so more communication, and this is going to be sextiling Pluto and conjoining Chiron. So communication, our I am communication, flowing energy with the god of the underworld. Pluto's deeply comfortable with death and rebirth and transformation. Transformation in Aquarius, revolutionary transformation for the collective. So that's telling us it's a good idea for us to flow some communication with those themes this week. And the Mercury conjoining Chiron, that's going to kind of start to prepare us for this theme of Chiron conjoining Eris. But this is, and this is also prepping us for the later in this month, at the end of the month, we're going to get Saturn moving into Aries, which is another major shift. But Mercury conjoining Chiron, that's where that mirror thing comes through, right? It might be worthwhile for us to keep on our radar something about self-talk, something about what is a belief that we may still have of ourselves as actors and creators, and worthiness or powerfulness, or is there some kind of a wound there? Is there some kind of thorn in our side that's stuck there? And it's just to have the awareness of it. It's not like we have to fix it all at once. Chiron's a much more multi-layered healer, but this week might be a good week for us to just kind of say, oh, there's a theme, I can upgrade that. On Wednesday, we have Mars in Leo quintile Uranus in Taurus. So that's interesting. That could come across a couple ways depending on where we're at in the world. It could be hot internally, but it could also be just kind of like a welling or an emotion or courage or love or some kind of a is what is possibly going to come up, because that's Mars and Uranus. And Uranus is that sort of lightning bolt. We are the high technology we seek in terms of creating our reality. We are the communicators. We are the co-creators. So in the upshot, Mars could invite us to I know what I need to do, and I'm going to go do it. But also, there's a little bit of a stay grounded, stay true to who you are, stay centered, speak in a Leo fashion from your heart. Thursday, we have Mercury semi-sextile both the North Node and Uranus. So communications flowing all week long. This theme just keeps coming up for us right now. And this is about our communication. So it's I am communication. It's owning our communication. And for the collective, for collective change, also for personal change via some sort of release of belief or personal empowerment, or stepping into something that our soul has known that we know we're worthy. Maybe it's time to just take a shot at it. The final aspect that we're going to be working with this week is on Friday, and that is still Mercury in Aries. And Mercury's going to be semi-sextile Saturn in Pisces. So that tells us that the way out is through. That tells us that the truth of our truth can change moment to moment to moment to moment. It's a free world, and just as our emotions change, the information we gather and the ways that we see the world, it's okay to continue to evolve in who we are. But the point of the matter is to feel the truth of it within ourselves. So that's it. That's the theme for this week. I hope that you guys all enjoy, and don't forget to check out the video with that's also coming out today for Chiron in Eris. Tons of love.